right, good morning, everyone. We have NASDAQ just chilling up here towards all-time high. 7,600 was printed last night, which was a little bit above the high from yesterday, so still printing new highs. That's very encouraging. Let's go ahead and do our daily due diligence and check out the movers of the day, of the morning, I should say. I think earnings season is coming to a close, if not already closed. So a few lingering companies. So now that earnings are over, this is really a time in the market to watch what you've seen over the past month and try to capitalize on that. So let's see. Oh, some big moves there. 80%, 40%. OPNT. Ooh, looks like it's putting in a little downward dealio, whatever you want to call that, trend line. Maybe something like that, but it's already up at 20, 30 bucks basically. Right there. So that's never heard of that one before. That's a pretty big gap. It's a pharmaceutical company, GKOS. Little bull flag setup. Looks like it's gapping up 40% higher to 63. Wow. And well past earnings. Earnings were 3 weeks ago. Let's do this on the maximum time scale we can, or maximum chart. Wow, gapping up to 60, really? That is huge. What happened? Private commentary by William Blair. Concern over competition has materially lessened after the company announced the withdrawal from the withdrawal of CyPass from the market. So whatever they do, let's go find out what they do. We have that option, so let's go do it. How you doing, Nighthawk? Thoughts on GE? Well, I haven't had a lot of thoughts on GE since I saw it make new lows. So let's finish looking up what GCOS actually is and does, and we'll take a look at what GE, which does everything. So here's a look at GCOS, Glaukos. They develop microscale injectable therapies to address the complete range of glaucoma disease and states and progression. Okay, so they're a biopharmaceutical company, it looks like. Number 58. That's funny. So what this is up here, this is a list of all the companies in the medical products group, and they're number 58th, which is pretty far down there. But I mean, I've never heard of them. They probably would be a smaller. I bet you the market cap isn't huge. Oh, 1.6 billion. Wow, okay. Didn't expect it to be that high. I thought it would be in the millions. What's up, Eli? Ian, how you doing? 45 3-year sales growth rate's pretty good. All that's bad. And industry group ranks good and relative strength's good. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'll be interested in that one, but interesting pre-market mover. Okay, so let's take a look at GE Nighthawk. Can't assume it's going to be much better than last time I saw it. So, yeah, not really so much on the weekly chart. Doesn't look good. There's not a lot of accumulation down here. What I mean by that is that usually you will see high volume. So something like this green candle, but many of them instead of just one. Nice. Your students are now watching my channel. This one or the real crypto channel? Which one? I have a strategy for your students. Man, Cron is up 8% on my pre-market screen here. WPRT. So there's some of that high volume I was referring to down towards the lows. Looks like a lot of that was last year. Okay, so on the run up, see, this is good action. Now you have what's called a low volume consolidation. And notice as it kind of sold off here that it didn't come back towards the lows. It's holding up towards the highs. As a matter of fact, it looks like it took out this little low consolidation level. So WPRT yesterday was probably a decent buy. Today it is at $3.65. and right about there. Probably still looks like a fairly decent buy. Westport Fuel Systems. Not sure what they do. Let's get through some more of these, and then I'll show you the. Whoa! Look at that candle! Holy crap! Then I'll show you the system that I think your students should take in right now, even if they have. Oh, that's funny. I've seen those people before. Even if they don't have much money. So we saw these guys gap up here yesterday. This was a line I put in here yesterday, and they're up here again, up to 6.7, right there. So pretty big gaps up. You can't get burned on Litecoin in December. You have to make money on Litecoin in December. You have to know when to sell. It must not have been. Yeah, I don't know if I. Now this isn't a trade though. So this is what you do. Go get you a job, save up $600 or however much you can save up, and invest everything in TQQQ. Right there. Just invest it all in TQQQ, and then let that account sit there until you retire. You're welcome. Send me 10% of your gains when you're 60. So that's kind of that's my strategy. Okay. AFMD, SCII. Not interested in that. FCSC, SPHS. Looks like MJ stocks, another leg up. SCVL. Shoe Carnival up 13% after earnings. IBD was talking about them yesterday. Great volume. Look at that. Look at that beautiful volume right there flowing in and up. Pretty much all good, healthy days. A couple days of a little bit of distribution, which preceded this sell-off, and then immediately back into highs. And looks like this one right now, SCVL, is at 42.02. So right about there. Gapping up to there after breaking out of this flat base. So very, very good action on a SCVL. And way too extended to be purchased right now. IFMK, IMDZ, bunch of little ones. EV. Ooh, EV's interesting. Kron. Kron is at $12 this morning, right here at about $12. So it looks like yesterday was your day to get the pullback buy on Kron. But it's probably still going to consolidate for a little while, so maybe you have a little bit more time. We'll have to see. And CVM, pretty active market this morning. Pretty good market. There was one here I liked, SCVL. No, it wasn't SCVL. SPHS. SC. Which one is it? Oh, EV. There it is. All right, let's learn more about EV. Look at that chart pattern. Can anyone other than Eli tell me why I like that chart pattern? I'll even keep it at half up there. All right, 64 relative strength. Manages investment funds and provides investment management services to institutional investors and individuals. Institutions and individuals. Okay. EPS, it's 24%. It's not red, but it's not great. 30% EPS change current quarter. Sales change last year, so not super aggressive. Okay. It's gapping up though, which could be good. Let's see what it's at. EV, $60. Ooh. Right up here towards $60, 59.55. So it's right there currently. So this is a very nice long base, long consolidation, and these can lead to very good things. These longer consolidations, very nicely. There is a very nicely formed support level right there, and already gapping through that. So we're going to have a lot of volatility this morning. Earnings beat estimates, all that stuff. And earnings is the reason for the gap. Hold on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's funny, Eli. They watch real stocks. That's cool. That's cool. No, it's actually really good. Yeah, I mean, before you really learn to invest, I think putting money in TQQQ is a great strategy. Actually, just opened a Roth IRA up for my kids on last Friday. Put it in TQQQ. So, just so you know what that is a Nasdaq ETF. That is not a company. It is an ETF that tracks the Nasdaq and gives you 3 times the performance of the Nasdaq. Now, granted, that's up or down, so when the market starts to tank, you're probably going to want to liquidate it and stay tuned for when that may happen. What up, Rebel? How you doing? Thanks for joining us today. All right. So I almost did this live stream on Real Crypto, on my Real Crypto channel, just to kind of get them into stocks a little more, but it's probably a little bland for their taste. I don't know. But I'd like the chart in EV. It looks a lot like PKG, as a matter of fact. Probably couldn't tell those two apart. Literally, they're like exactly the same chart. I'm going between the two. It looks exactly the same. That's pretty funny. But one difference is EV's gapped up way above here. So we'll have to see how that responds. Let's see if this thing has a history of doing. So there's kind of a cup with a high handle. There's another. That's really, I guess that would be a straight up off the bottom move right there. So that would be a valid cup with handle. Usually V bottoms like this in the stock market don't work out. And actually, I still don't know if I would consider this a straight up off the bottom. But I don't mind this consolidation. In either way, this would be good for a little base if you're watching this one. So it has some good technical action, a few bases in it. So this would be a late stage base in my opinion. But good action, 26 up to 60. So you can probably get a 20% move. So 60, that would put us at 72-ish. 73. Okay. You need a one-liner to open your friend's mind. So here's your one-liner. My buddy that has a YouTube channel just put $600 in his kid's Roth IRA, and they're gonna retire millionaires off of $600. Now, granted, they're kids, but you'd be very surprised what compound interest can do to money. But yeah, I would just have him open something. He should at least do the 401k at work because that gives you free money, and it reduces your taxable income. Yeah, they will one day. They will one day, and they'll thank me for that. So, yeah, So I did the math. Let's see if I can find it here. Compound interest calculator. So, put $600 in there. No principal. They're going to save 60 years because they're 4 and 7. Let's assume a 15% rate of return. Compound annually, $2.6 million. And granted, that's 60 years. I mean, that's a long time. Don't get it wrong, but still here, like in year 20, when they're 20, they'll have $12,000. When they're 40, they'll have $160,000. So off of one $600 contribution, you know, and hopefully I'll do better than 15%. I think that's a pretty limited rate of return in my mind. So, I mean, if they do more than that, the numbers are just going to get ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And then if you plan on giving another $600 every year, well, that's every month, so that'd be $50 every year. 20 million. So by the time they're 20, they'll have like 100,000, 60,000. And then by the time they're 40, they'll have 1.2 million. So, the only thing your friend can do is save. I mean, yeah, you're right. You can't lead a horse to water and make him drink. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe bring him into the channel. Maybe I can rap with him for a bit. I don't mind. Where do you get 15%? TQQQ. Right there. I'm just investing in that in terms of those retirement accounts. In fact, still a lot of my retirement account is still held in TQQQ right now. So I haven't pulled a lot of it out quite yet. Probably, yeah. What do you mean, really? Which part, Yannick? The compound interest calculator or TQQQ? Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a market. It will get volatile. So, if you look here, recently this thing had a 34% swing from the highs to the lows. You know what I'm saying? So it did have, I mean, there's a 34% drawdown. So it's not like this thing is necessarily super easy to hold, but yeah, it's this is a triple Nasdaq ETF, and it's going to give you pretty good returns no matter what. So I hold a good amount of my money in this account is kind of a backup strategy in case my trading goes sideways. It's always good to have a backup, and this is a good backup, I think. Now, like I said, I do think you have to sell this thing as the market tops, and I actually sold it here and rebought it here. Which day was it? Eli, you were around one of these days. So I actually sold it there and rebought it there. Now, you're not always going to be able to buy lower. Sometimes it's going to shake you out for no apparent reason, and you may have to rebuy higher. And that's kind of the danger with timing the market. I don't believe this to be a passive strategy. I believe this to be a still somewhat active strategy, but it's still a strategy. Now, can you get better returns elsewhere? Absolutely, you can. Individual stocks, by picking out the right ones, can give you tremendous returns, But in terms of more passive money, as long as the market's healthy, just hold it within TQQQ. Yeah, that's one of those things, is that managing positions, a lot of people, that's kind of the part of the art to trading, is managing your positions. And like, I was able to kind of salvage some money out of some losing trades. That was part of managing a position. There's a lot of stuff like that just you kind of have to learn that over time. There's some general rules, but everyone trades a little bit differently, and through those general rules you can usually find something that will suit your trading style, and everyone trades a little bit differently. So, all right, market's going to open up here in about 45 seconds, and let's check that out. Actually, I'm going to open up my other screen for pre-market movers. That was just the NASDAQ. And I'm sure we'll see many of them up here on my list. Well, not many, but I know we'll see Cron up there at 8%. That'll probably open up huge. I think that's the only one on my list. GCOS I thought was interesting. All right, let's go to... Come on, GCOS. All right, we got Cron up 8%. Cena, Race, TSM, Beta, ABMD, Square again. Square's on a tear, guys. Square's been on a run. Ooh, Fizz down. Core's down. Hasn't traded yet. Amazon up 1%. Look at that. Yeah, I've heard some hype around uranium. I don't, people have asked me to look at a few uranium stocks. In fact, you. There we go. Now this thing finally opened. So this is one that we've kind of been watching versus what someone mentioned. I think they talked about it here. I think. And it looks like off to the races it went. Good volume. It's not too bad right there. Can you sell it in Roth IRA and hold cash in the IRA without withdrawal? Oh yeah, absolutely. You can. Yeah. So now's running. Is now coming out of that double bottom. That's a pretty good breakout now. Sorry guys, got to check this one out. So 20% will put it at just about 240. But yeah, in terms of a Roth IRA or any kind of retirement account like that, you can definitely sell and hold cash. You just can't withdraw the funds into your personal bank account. 228 with now. Let's check out now, Eli. And we'll look at TED in a minute. I'm looking at now right now. Now right now. Haha. All right, not too bad. Looking at a potential 213. I need to free up some capital if I want to take that trade. Let's see if that's worth it. Fizz does a body good there. That's nice. Hello, Ethan. You got purple again? Fantastic. My son just walked in the room, and he clipped up yesterday, which is good behavior at school. Here you go, buddy. That's fantastic. Good job. And go for a bike ride later? Hey, if you want to get ready soon, maybe we'll go before James gets up. Hey, Ethan. He'll come back. This is now, and I was looking at I'm looking at my portfolio to see if I can pull $1,800 out of a position or something. Eli says hi.
Hi.
See, says hi, Ethan.
Hi.
Say right here. Say so we can hear you.
Hi.
He's got a pretty thick shell. Yeah, so now it's looking pretty good right there. He's already in the other room. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. He's a good kid. He had a hard day at school yesterday. One of his friends somehow started headbutting him over a bag of chips or something. It was a bad day. Towards the end of the day, apparently. TSM broke that trend line right there pretty definitively. Let's go take a look at this on the daily. Okay, so we noticed that yesterday. Well, I don't know if I noticed that yesterday, actually. Nice consolidation. Good little breakout there. Good volume yesterday. Plug power. Things are pulling back a little bit after a decent open. Let's see what the NASDAQ's doing. Okay, so NASDAQ's sitting up there. 0.25% higher. This is why I think it's probably a good idea to have that TQQQ as part of your portfolio, because sometimes if these stocks aren't moving, for some reason the Nasdaq keeps going, and for me that's good diversification. Yeah, I was trying to buy a modem for my mom last night. Just buy Eris. I mean, freaking internet modems are so damn expensive. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why Eris is not just going up and up and up. It wasn't a big uptrend. And let's look at the weekly. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. That's very nice. I've got an alert set right there for Eris. Let's take a peek at their options. Not quite sure what they're going to do, but if those are higher lows based off of this, then maybe Eris will get going again. No, they don't have any options past 2019. Oh well. Wow, pretty big rate of return if you can get to 35, but I doubt I can get to 35 by then. That would be a pretty aggressive move, and there's a cup with handle preceding that aggressive move, so. There's Square ratcheting higher. We had a good position in Square earlier on in the year. Took profits off. Looks like that one we should have let ride. So that was TMS. TMS is still hanging out. All right, let's look at the stocks that I've got down here in my watch list. FIVN just really rocketing up from that trend line break right there. I think that was an earnings gap, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so there's your earnings gap and go pretty much. There's TMS, Garmin. Oh yeah, go Garmin. Look at you, buddy. I didn't notice you had that good of a day yesterday. Yesterday when I looked, you weren't that high. Oh, I got rid of Garmin. Oh well. Never mind. I thought I had Garmin. Oh well. Fizz. Fizz doing good. My options up pretty good in Fizz. Regeneron, you're coming back. Only down 16% now. That's good. Getting that money back. It's down like 40% on like the day after I bought this thing. I mean, I bought right here on pretty much a nothing day, low volume after a nice volume pop. It's expecting kind of more consolidation, maybe going up. Nope, just gaps down. I'm like, what? And then I've been holding this thing for like 2.5 weeks just to break even. And now I'm back to that break even point almost. A little bit to go. And yes, I bought it here, and yes, I'm still down about 16%. So there's your time decay in options, which is why I don't really talk about specific option setups. Very dangerous trading, not for beginners. All right, so Regeneron, we got TMS. Shutterstock doing good right there. Shutterstock performing well. Yeah, see, coming out of a larger decline. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so got Twitter over here, not doing a whole lot. Shutterstock's doing pretty good. Not doing too bad. It's had a multi-year base, multi-year consolidation, little trend line there. Looks like it's starting to get going, and I've got kind of $60 point on there. Oh, speaking of CDNA, let's look at CDNA. Out of steam. What do you mean? Out of steam well, it depends. I mean, I don't think it's that. I mean, it's been steaming. I mean, it's possible that it could be due for a pause, but it's been extremely aggressive. Come on, volume. Oh wow, I zoomed that out way too far. There we go. So I mean, it's possible that it could base here a little bit, but it's not. I mean, the volume here on this topping candle is not aggressive. Look at how not aggressive that is. We have these 4 days of larger volume here, even this early one, but the big pop, and then 4 subsequent days near average, and then this one half of average, a little over half of average. I mean, this is good to go. See, when you see good action in stocks, typically you can let them run. You don't have to take profits right away. You can let the things go. And someone asked if Toll Brothers was dead. Sorry, I forgot about that. So it did pop up. It is rolling back over. Yeah, I never got super excited about the home builders, to be honest with you. They were all kind of popping on earnings there, but with the home market environment the way it is and interest rates rising, people are taking some risk off the table. And so I think that's why Toll Brothers got sold off here. So yeah, I think Toll Brothers is pretty much dead right now. Now it could come back to fill the gap right down here, maybe 35.28. Doesn't have to get to exactly that point, but it could fill the gap and go. But right now I'm not interested in it. It's kind of pointing lower. The volume is a little accelerated here those first couple days after earnings, so I'm just gonna let it go. So Regeneron 1.4 continuing its move up here. This is what it should have done. What it should have done is taken all this action and just move it up so this candle touches this candle. That's all it needed to do. Just move it up right there, and then we would be up here at about 420 bucks. And then life would be good. So, anyway, Regeneron pissing me off. Workday still working? Still working. Look at that. All that run before earnings, which is, we still haven't come to earnings. We've been talking about earnings on Workday for 3 weeks. 9.4, and it's been running tremendous. I think you take profits ahead of earnings, which is still on 9.4, which is still like Tuesday of next week. Yeah, Tuesday of next week. And is it aftermarket? It's aftermarket on 9.4, so you still have like 5 days left in this thing, and it's up 13%. So that's pretty awesome. Domino's Pizza doing pretty good still going higher. A good day yesterday, an outside day yesterday. Outside day? Is it an outside day is the question. Not quite, but it is a big reversal day. So the high here was 300, the high here was 299.79. It may be hard to see through the stream, but on my screen you can see it didn't quite hit the high. But a good reversal day started here, came all the way down here, bounced all the way back up and closed at the highs. So that's pretty bullish for DPZ. And Domino's Pizza recently, breaking out of that cup with handle right there. So it looks like it's probably still within a buy range, only up 1.6%. The volume wasn't very aggressive on the breakout, so I don't have a position in this, but it could still run nonetheless. Domino's Pizza's had a massive run. I mean massive. It's had like 1,000% run. It's crazy. FIVN, Twilio doing okay. What's Twilio doing? Last time we talked about Twilio, it was trying to break out of that base right there, and it did. So since we've been consolidating, remember we talked about Twilio here when it was breaking out, and now it's consolidating back to basically where it closed the other day, and volume is pretty small. Good little small consolidation, probably not a bad entry point for Twilio here on its way to potential higher prices. BE consolidating after that huge run we watched the past week or so. Last weekend to this week right there. Just a huge run. And then so far consolidating underneath this $30 level. So let's see if that can break that. I think the close here is probably going to be some resistance at about 31 bucks. And Garmin rocketing higher into highs is good. Here came all the way back to the trend line. Did cross the 50-day. And actually the average was increased. So that actually could be a sell signal. I still have my here position. Probably should. I don't know. Maybe I'll have that till January. There's a possibility I can keep that. You ready to go? All right. All right, guys, and I'm going to cut it short there. My kid's ready to go for a bike ride, so we are going to go for a bike ride. I think you guys will be okay. Let's finish going down my checklist here. My watch list, FFIV. Or FFIV, that I do have a position in, luckily. Still going. Not too bad there. PKG. Fizz, taking a pause here. TTMI. Still have that position. That hasn't sold yet. Generac. This is the position I have. Of course, I have the position that's stagnating. And that one's stagnating, but not doing unhealthy action. It's just holding out up here, waiting for whatever catalyst is next to take it higher. Match.com, a little bit of a rest. Twitter is already right here. You can see that's kind of holding up here. Hopefully this can maintain here for a little bit and continue going higher. And then Coors pulling back a little bit here. Not super happy in the action in Coors. There's been a lot of talk about retail lately, and Coors pulling back here I'm not super happy about. And then Control 4 continuing its pullback. We talked about that yesterday. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. We're going to go for a bike ride. You guys have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.